Okay, sorry, that stream got interrupted. I'm going to restart the stream. So this is about tempo mapping in Guitar Pro. You could do this in other engraving apps or other notation apps probably, but because pretty much everybody seems to have Guitar Pro and it handles wave export, MIDI export, VSTs, MP3 exports, PDF exports. That's probably the one everybody's going to be using. And the reason is something like this. I have a project I'm working on right now. Have a listen. Okay, so that fill there, was it 5/4? Was it 3/4? Was it 6/4? Was it 4/4? The drummer was playing it as a 5/4 time. And luckily when the bassist came in, we were able to figure out it actually was 4/4. But if I know this kind of stuff ahead of time, it's much, much, much easier. And instead, I mean, if you're paying for editing by the hour, you know, your studio is probably going to say don't do this, because they will make a pile off of you if you don't. If they know exactly what's going on, it'll go very fast. But if they don't, you got to spend ridiculous amounts of time figuring it out. So I'm going to pop up Guitar Pro. Hopefully it doesn't. Do oh wow, look at this Californian punk band. Yeah, there's so much stuff here. Metal band, stoner stoner band. Oh man. Let's just go for, let's see what happens with modern rock band. So we got vocals, guitar 1, guitar 2, guitar 3. It actually makes sense. Like drums, cowbell, and tambourine and shaker. Okay, we don't need these ones, right? Let me get rid of these. Okay, tambourine, shaker. We're not really going to use the vocals and stuff, but this is okay. This will make sense. I'm going to save this real quick. Always do that first, and then just keep saving as you go. You never know with software, it's going to croak on you. Okay, so let's say we have a intro where there's no drums at all. It's just guitar. Okay. Maybe we don't even know what they're going to play. You don't really have to write in all the notes. I'm going to change this to tablature rather than standard notation. You can leave in standard notation, whatever you want. But let's say there's 2 measures of an intro. I'm just going to, for the sake of sanity, I'm going to leave some clicks here. And you don't have to do this. It's just going to make it easier for me. I'm going to do the snare side stick here. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. For a second. So ideally, anywhere you don't have drums playing, you're going to have something counting so we know what's going on. Your DAW will probably have tempo information or whatever. But so there's no drums in these first 2 measures, but there is a guitar. And let's just say that I want to leave 2 measures for space at the beginning. It's not going to hurt anybody. You pad it out with a little bit of space so everybody knows how to count in. So you got 2 measures of counting in. Let's check that. Wow, that reverb is silly. Is there actually reverb going on, or is there something? Is there some double looping going on in my? Ambience. Let's turn that off. See if that's still there. Classic dynamics. What is this? Reverb. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's the drums. That's where they start. Here's the beginning of the song. And let's say there's a bass intro. Okay, change this back to tab. You have looking at both at once. Say that just want to see drums and bass right now. And that's probably how we're gonna do most stuff. So there's 2 measures of counting in. We just put some rest there. You don't have to. It'll automatically blank out the rest if you need. And let's just say that they're playing some quarter notes. Let's just do 8th notes. How about that? Stereotypically. Now what do we got? Yeah, that's the intro. If you want, you could label it as the intro. I don't think that the metadata gets carried over to the other stuff. So now let's say, and you don't, again, you don't have to do this. Let's put 4 measures here, and this is going to be the verse. Let's say, actually, I'm going to put 8 measures here, and we're going to do something special. I'm going to have this bass play again, all 8 measures. Funny's going to happen on the last one. So, okay, but we're going to change these drums a little bit. You don't have to, again, you don't have to do this. This will make it a little bit easier, maybe for the drummer to follow or the other band members to follow if they don't, if they need to. I'm just going to do a basic. Start with an open hat, and let's just put 8th notes on the hi hat across the. Do your basic everyday kick snare, kick snare. And again, this doesn't have to be the real beat, but it does have to be the real time signature, tempo, all that stuff. Okay, so put a snare in, and let's put a snare here. And wow, that hi-hat is crazy loud, isn't it? Well, we don't care. All right, let's turn that guy down. No, that hi-hat is going to annoy me to all in, so I'm just going to change that to a closed hi-hat. Okay, and I'm just going to copy these drums all the way across. All right, 1 second. Hello? Okay, sorry. Okay, so here we go. We got, this is, let's call this the verse. Again, you don't have to do this because I don't think the metadata gets carried, but at least you know where things are. And then you can tell me later on what's what. Okay, so that's the verse. So let's listen to this real quick. Okay, now here's where you save the real money. Okay, never mind already knowing the tempos and stuff. That's a huge help. Knowing where the sections are, you don't play here, there's no drums, whatever. This is already huge, but here's where it's going to get crazy. All right, this is important. I'm going to change the tempo. Sorry, I'm going to change the time signature here. It's going to be a 5/4 part. Okay. Now we're going to have a rest here of a quarter note, right? And let's just say we're doing super simple fill. Do 8th note. Then do a kick and a crash. Okay. This guy. So there should be a rest before the next part. So let's listen to that. Okay. If you don't have this, I'm going to assume this is a 4/4 part the whole time. This, in fact, let's make this even crazier. Let's make this a 6/4 part. Okay, and then let's go on to the chorus. Just put the same drum part in here. You can do an 8-measure chorus. It's not going to hurt. Okay, so I'm going to change the time. So now it's going to be 4/4 again. Drums in again the same way we had them. If you really want to be a pedantic about it, maybe change the hi-hat to a ride in the chorus, but whatever. We're not worried about that. And let's say the chorus is Spammer's calling me. Cool. Hello. Hello, you called me. Oh, thank you. Okay. That's annoying. Let's let's do something here. I'm sorry. Modulate this. Let's see. Down. Okay, so that's completely awful, but you get the point. So this is that rest section right there that is going to completely throw everybody off if you just tell me, hey, it's 120 the whole song. Is it? Maybe it is, but it doesn't matter because I don't know where anything is. And then when I go to edit this thing, it's going to take hours and hours and hours and hours. So we put section C for chorus here. And then, once you've got this, you're just going to be copying the verse and chorus and whatever. Like let's do that right now so you know how to do that. Edit all track copy. Measure up right here. Do a special paste. Edit special paste. Timers have to do all this stuff. Go. See, we go from 6/4, go back to 4/4. So all that's copied. So this doesn't have to take very long. You can very quickly throw the song together. Okay, now, and this is what you can email me or whoever, or bring it in with you on a disk or something. So you're going to save this. You can export to WAV. You can export to MIDI, and it'll actually work. But let's export it to audio right now. I'm going to do MP3s because that's tiny. You can do that simply. Name of whatever your song is or whatever. So what am I doing? Export selection only? Nope. Create a file for each track? Yes. Okay. Actually, it might do multi-channel. Let's turn this off for now. Let's see what happens here. No, because it used to do multi-channel, but I don't know that it still does. Let's see what happens. I don't think that's gonna do me any good, but let's find out. Pop up Reaper, start a new. Nope. Okay, that's completely useless. All right. Let's do this the other way then. We could do counting. We could do. I don't think we need to do any of this. See what happens. Export them now. Okay. So now, all these tracks in. Do same time position on separate tracks. Okay. So now we have, MP3s of this stuff anyway. I turn this way down because it's probably gonna be cranking. Okay. So even if I didn't have the tempo information at this point, I would be able to do quite a bit with this, but wait, there's more. Even if you don't give me the audio, give me the audio, it's going to be a lot better. But watch this. So if I'm going to export MIDI. This is going to make a multi-track MIDI file. So here we go. It's going to do one. Watch what happens now. I'm going to drag in this MIDI file right here. And I want to drag it in at the very beginning of the Reaper project or whatever you're doing it in. Okay, now here's your choices. Expand 6 MIDI tracks to new Reaper tracks. You can do this or not do this if you have a drum machine track you want to use it, or a bass guitar track, whatever. You can use a VSTi to play it from here. You don't need to. As long as you give me the MIDI, I'm okay. I'd like to have the audio as well, but that's okay. Import MIDI tempo map to project tempo map at 1101. Watch what happens now. Take a look here. I see it's 120. Still 120, but something's going on here. What is that? Edit time signature marker. I see that part's 6/4 now. If I play the metronome here, watch what happens. See how it changed to a 6/4 metronome? Now I know what's going on. And even more, I can turn snapping on, just drag between where these guys are, and now I have my project regions. I know this is a fill. I may not need to make a region there, but I know what these are now. If I have the audio, I'll also know. I'll know that this is intro, this is verse, and this is chorus. This tells me everything I need to know. Super simple. Drums can follow it. If I need, here's this drum MIDI track right here. Not sure that this is going to be mapped right, but probably. Let's take a look. So I'm going to pop up a drum VST. I think that there's a Guitar Pro template map for this, but let's just see. Where did you go? Mapping? Yeah, map. Okay. Load preset. Guitar Pro. There we go. So let's see what happens here. Right? I got drums. And I bet you right here's the bass track. Let's go for a bass VSTI. Ample, here, I do the free Ample P Lite one. Let's see. So what we should have is 2 measures of clicks for the intro, and then the bass starts, and then the drums start. Oh, and there is a problem that not everybody agrees where octave 1 is. So let me go up an octave. Now, if I can remember how to do that. Well, I'm just gonna go by 12. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. That's gonna be super easy for the band to follow along with, right? You don't have to do any of the complicated parts, anything. Just give us an idea. But I know Glenn Fricker's talked about this before as well.